Welcome to the Core Skill Building Collection. In this video, you will learn the basics of the internal block diagram. Part of the SysML representation set, the internal block diagram, or IBD, shows the connections between parts of a block. The IBD is available for elements in the component class, as well as any other subclasses of implementation unit. Part of the physical representation set, Core supports two primary variants of the IBD, standard and flow. Both will be addressed in this video. The standard IBD represents logical connections between parts. It focuses on interfaces that are required and provided, and is closely related to the interface block diagram. In this variant of a component wiring diagram, the children of the component are shown as nodes on the diagram. Lines connecting to a node reflect the interfaces joined to the node. If the interface does not connect to another component in the system model, the interface is drawn as an unterminated line, an obvious diagnostic for resolution. If the interface joins to two components within the decomposition, both ends of the line are connected to classic nodes. If one end of the interface exists outside the composition of this component, if the interface is an external interface, the connection is drawn to the boundary of the diagram. We don't see any lines drawn to the boundary in this view. The core schema limits an interface to join a maximum of two components. While you think of an interface connecting multiple nodes, a better representation would be multiple interfaces, each joining only two nodes. If that isn't what you are looking for, then you might intend a hub or bus model. In a hub or bus model, the hub or bus itself is, in reality, a component, with connections between the hub and other components. Where interfaces share common characteristics, it is generally the interface specification which is common. The interfaces themselves are unique to the specific pairs of components. The individual nodes, the parts, are prefixed by the part role. If defined, the part role is specified as an attribute on the built-from relationship. The display of ports is optional. If displayed, an open square is drawn at the intersection of the connection and the node. If a port name has been specified as an attribute on the joined-to relationship, the port name is displayed adjacent to the port. Port names are captured in your model on a relationship attribute of the joined-to relation. The display of port names is an option that can be turned on or off in the diagram options. The IBD is a free-form diagram. Core begins with a simple diagonal layout for the nodes, but you can customize node positions as desired. Individual lines can be repositioned as well. Drag the handle at the connection point with the node to control where the line connects to the node. Drag a handle at a bend in the line to move that line segment. Individual labels can be rotated and moved. When the label separates too far from the connection line, a lightning bolt will draw to connect the label to its corresponding line. The flow IBD is closely related to the standard IBD, as well as the physical block diagram. As the most detailed view of architecture composition, the flow IBD represents the physical links that connect components, whereas the standard IBD represents logical connections. These connection links also display the connection of the flow via arrows on the connection point. Flow directionality is captured in your model on a relationship attribute of the connects to relation. In addition to showing ports, the flow IBD can also display item flow. A good reference for more information on IBDs is Chapter 7 of A Practical Guide to SysML, the Systems Modeling Language, by Sanford Friedenthal, Alan Moore, and Rick Steiner. This completes the overview of the internal block diagram. To learn more about using Core, go back to our screencast page and view the rest of the Skill Building Collection.